the reason you clicked on this video is very clear to you and to me. It's very clear. You know you've got a procrastination thing. And you want to do something, then you don't, then you try, then you think, then you overthink. And it was very clear. Now, the reason you clicked on this video is also because it was very clear. The title was clear. Solve your procrastination thing once and forever. You see, when everything is clear, we don't procrastinate. We don't procrastinate when you're thirsty. You don't procrastinate when you're hungry. When you know what you want and you know how to do it, we don't procrastinate. Here's the very first thing, good news for you. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is better in others than in you. And it's not something that's impossible to adjust within you. No. There's nothing wrong with you. There is one little thing, which is called clarity. If you get clear on what you want to accomplish, when you want to accomplish it, what's that thing, everything becomes much easier, and we stop procrastinating. And you'd say, thank you very much. I knew that. That's the problem. I'm not really clear about should I choose this road or that road, or should I choose this way or this strategy, or should I focus more on me or on others or on my business? What's that thing? All right, that's good. I will teach you today 9 domains, 9 things. It's a framework, so I will need your participation. Good news, 6 of them are very easy, very easy. Just 3 of them will require some time. Before I teach you these 9 domains on which if you work just a little bit, you'll get all the clarity you need. And once you've got the clarity you need, you become unstoppable. You become like a bulldozer. It's clear where you are going. You know what you want to achieve. You know what are your strengths. You know what to use. It will become so much easier to accomplish what you want to accomplish and to make that decision. And stop procrastinating once and forever, because this is the purpose of this time we are going to spend together. We want to get over it so that the greatness which you have within you can start to be expressed, so that you can start applying it. You can start doing the things you want to do and accomplish what you want to accomplish, and stop feeling that you're inadequate or something is wrong with you, or many other idiotic stories which we might tell ourselves. Amazing. Before we start to learn these 9 domains, and we're going to split them, everything is going to be very clear and easy, especially if you're going to take notes. We're using the blackboard and you're going to take notes. Like this one masterclass, you really need to take notes. This is huge because you also have answers there, and you have to work on this framework so that you get that clarity and you stop procrastinating. Now, before I teach you those 9 domains, we've got to clear on one more thing. Quickly, one more thing. Most of the people confuse overthinking for the procrastination with overfeeling. And these are different things. You might think you've got an overthinking problem. Very often people refer to overfeeling. Now, what is the difference between overthinking and overfeeling? Imagine this way. You want to cook a dinner for your loved one. Overthinking means you're in front of the fridge. You look, what do you have there? I have some ham, I have some meat, I have some eggs, I have this. I'm like, should I make this? Or maybe should I make a cake? You open the shelves and then you see there is some bread, some rice. Like, what should I pick? What should I choose? This she like this he like that. That's overthinking. You've got some options and you want to make it as fast as possible. Overfeeling is you are wondering, do I feel like going out? Do I feel like staying in? Do I feel like cooking? Do I feel like sending flowers and he or she is going to make the dinner? What do I feel like? I don't know, and I'm wondering and I'm doubting. What do I want? This is overfeeling. This is not overthinking. So you've got now to make a clear distinction for yourself. Do you have a overthinking thing or an overfeeling thing? Because these are the daughters or the sons of the procrastination. Now, you've got clear for yourself. Are you more into choosing the options, or are you more into Am I attracted, driven towards this, or am I driven towards that? What's your team? Now, wherever you are, doesn't matter, but you've got to know what's your thing. Because in the framework we're going to learn together today, you will have to answer those questions which are more connected to the overfeeling or to the overthinking, so that you know where you have to invest a little bit more time so that you can get clear once and forever with this procedure, with this process, so that you can apply it every single time you step up, while you're growing, while you are becoming more, while you start solving bigger problems. So wherever you are, it's a framework, it's universal. You can use it whenever you find yourself in procrastination and true overthinking or true overfeeling. All right, good. So let's jump on the blackboard. You're taking notes. Now, we talked about the overthinking and the overfeeling. All right. As always, I'm good at writing. Thank you for the compliments. All right. So, look, those 9 domains are connected to 3 big domains. In, between, this is in, this is between, all right, and this is the win. All right, these are the big 3 domains, and every one of these 3 domains have its other 3 subdomains. So look, wherever you are, that might be this might be you. So it's something about you, or it's something about your business. So it's from the first persona, is right in that position where you are now. So you're thinking about your business, or about yourself, or about your team. So it's from exactly where you're standing while you are going through this procrastination, through this overthinking, or through the overfeeling. So you are already somewhere. So it might be you don't have a business yet, you're about to, or maybe you have already started a business, you're by yourself, you have a small team, or you are about to start, it's just about you. So you are thinking or feeling, struggling to understand something about you. Should I X, Y, or Z? Then there is something between, and there is the win. Let's look at the win first. The win is if you already have a business, then maybe you're thinking about for your customer. Should I choose that customer? Should I help those customers? How do I serve these customers? Should I offer more this kind of service, or should we approach? How do you? Maybe you're wondering, overthinking something about your customers. If you already have a business, maybe it's about your business in general. Is this about how is my business model, or what are our offers? How do we advertise? What's my business structure, my business model? So it's something about your business. Maybe something is working very good, you want to grow, or something is not working and you're wondering, you're thinking. So it might be something you want to have a win towards your customer, towards your business, or it's a personal win. So you want to become more, you want to change something about you, you would like to enlarge, to build a skill, to work on a skill, or should I work on another skill? What's the win you want to get towards yourself? And in between, there then can be so many things. It might be the strategy. You're wondering and thinking, should I invest next 3-6 months spending or investing into this kind of strategy? Should I focus more on myself, or should I train my team, or should I not work my team? What's the strategy to acquire more clients or to attract more clients? It might be about hiring. Should I hire? Should I not? How many of them? Channels of through which channels do you use for advertising, or through which connections do I want to get to know someone? Like everything which is in between. And maybe the workflow. Should we adjust some systems? Should I manage better my time? What are the priorities? Should I prioritize more these or that? Like, what was the thing I should focus more? So it's something in between. Now, you probably already have got an idea of where is more your procrastination. Is it more towards yourself, Or is it something more towards where you want to get? Or is something more about in the between, how to get there? So now reflect a little bit for yourself and ask yourself, am I procrastinating or am I overthinking something about me, something about in between? So, for example, if you struggle with something with the between, probably you know what you want and you know some things about you at which you are good, what you have, what you don't have, and you don't know how can I get there? What are the ways? And you're overthinking and you try to find a way, but you struggle and you overthink and the time goes by and you're not happy. One quick thing here I want to share with you about me is I didn't really struggle with overthinking because I was extremely driven towards the between. So I would make a decision, I will jump into it. I will think about, oh, that looks good, I will start doing it. So I had the overdoing, so the impulsive making decision habit, all right? Now, once I realized that I don't reflect enough and I don't make clear on where do I want to get and where do I actually am, rather than going through wishful thinking like what I've got, what should I work more on? Now, once I realized that, then I started to overthink things about me because I didn't want to repeat the same mistake I was repeating before. And that's when I've got into the overthinking. Now, maybe your situation is that you don't have this habit of doing, and you struggle before the doing. So probably that's more about you. You don't believe enough that you've got what it takes, or you don't believe that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. Maybe your self-belief is a little bit too low. Now, one quick note here, right in the description below right now. I want you to remind that if you struggle to see that greatness within you, you have some desires, you have some needs, you have some dreams, but you struggle to believe that you have what it takes. Then in the description below, there is a link how to get a 30 minutes free MBA session with me. There is no sales, no marketing, no conversations, anything about our business. It's purely, exclusively a way for me to help you because I want to help you. My heart is bleeding for those which think they lack something or they're not good enough or that others are better and they struggle to see the good things within them and all they see is just weaknesses and I lack this, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, so I will never be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. If that's your situation, don't hesitate, book that call with me. That's exclusively a time which I put aside so that I can help whomever access through that link. So don't hesitate, don't do it, don't overthink it. Now let's come back to our blackboard. So now you've got these three domains. We've got the in, you've got in between, and you've got the win. Now, what do we do then? How do we go to those 9 things which are going to help you to end this era of procrastination and overthinking? So for the in, you want to get clear on 3 things. And these are the hardest 3. Now, the next 6 are easier. These 3 are the hardest. 3 things you've got to get clear about yourself if you never want to struggle with procrastination or overthinking again and again. 3 things and 3 only. Get clear about these 3 things. You've solved it. You've solved it. You nailed it. Now you're ready to roll and move forward. The number 1, drive. What am I driven by? What is driving me forward? Now we'll get back to the drive. Number 2, knowledge. Have I got the basic knowledge I need in order to start? Not how to grow and how to continue. That comes later. What do I need in order to start? That's the knowledge you need, the basic knowledge, or basic knowledge about yourself. That means what's an ego, what's an emotion, what's a thought. Basics. You don't need to read 100 books. You need the basics. Now, use this to remind you that in the description below, you go to Exploraself MBA, and we also have programs there. We have the Allow Yourself to Rise. It's a 12 weeks program. It's a transformational program. Every module comes with a masterclass and is dedicated to one domain of your big inner world: your shadow, your work, your thinking, your emotional intelligence, your emotions, your strategy, your critical thinking, your strategic thinking, everything you need. 12 weeks, dedicate 12 hours. It's more than 12 hours. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours per module. Comes with a manual. So you do that work once and forever. You learn the basics and not only much more. By the way, if you go to that program, Allow Yourself to Rise, you go through that transformational program, all the programs at Exploraself are included. Once you go there, all the programs, the Inner Alchemy, Hack Your Mind Before It Hacks You, get your first perfect clients for your niche, get your first 100 perfect clients for your niche is included into Allow Yourself to Rise. You just go into the description below, go to exploraselfmba.com and get those basic once and for all, so that you don't go through this battle and struggle every single time you want to make a step forward. The number 3 thing you've got to have the clarity about is what is purposeful. What is your purpose? Is purposeful to me. Now it might seem complicated. As I say, these 3 are the most complicated. Now, let's look first at the drive. What you are driven by is, if for example, you are in copywriting business, you write things for others. Do you know why are you driven by that thing? Because you might be driven by the fact that you flourish and you grow and you see meaning in it. You are driven by expressing that talent, that gift that you have, which you have, and you're driven by that. You are not driven by architecture. You're not driven by fame. You're not driven by status. You're not driven by faith. You're not driven by becoming a priest. You are driven by that gift which is within you. And that drive is always going to push you forward. Now, you've got to know what is driving you. What is that almost selfish desire that you have for yourself? You might be driven for offering a greater life for your family, because maybe you've lived in poverty, as many of us, and while you're growing, you didn't have what you wanted to have, the essentials, and you don't want your kids to go through the same thing. Well, you might be driven by that. So what are you driven by? Doesn't mean that becomes the profession of your life. But you've got to know what you're driven by. Knowledge. Have I gathered enough knowledge about how to start, whatever you want to start? Because if you don't have the basics knowledge about how do you want to go to do what you want to do, you think that you are not good, you think that you don't deserve it, you start to think that this is too big, you start to think that it's too late or too early, and you're thinking maybe there are other ways, maybe I can do it somehow faster. Maybe I can do it simpler. Maybe thousands of maybes. And once you learn the basic knowledge, now I know the basics. Now I know how to start. For example, a program at Exploraself MBA is how to get your first perfect 100 clients for your niche. That's the basics. What's my offer? What's the problem I solve? And so on and so forth. So that you can attract those people and start serving those people which are going to be happy to be part of your business. Basic knowledge. If you don't have the basics, I encourage you to ask yourself, do I know the 3 essential things about the thing you want to accomplish or to do? Amazing. Do that. These 3 are the most complicated. The number 3, what is purposeful for you? Now, in order to find it, it's not a simple question, but ask yourself, if in my ideal world, if everybody would do what I do, would that be such an amazing and better world? For example, maybe your empathy is an amazing thing and you take care of for example, you have fitness programs for postpartum women after their pregnancy. And if you think that if everybody would take care of each another in such a way, that would be such a better world. Now, you also rationally understand that everybody has different drives and everybody has a little bit different purpose, and it's okay. But if that would be possible, that would be the best version of the world I'm looking for. This is just scratching a little bit like what is you find it so meaningful to you that you want to make it for everybody and you want to offer it to everybody. That is something that's so purposeful, means that for that cause, you'd be ready to sacrifice some nights, you'd be ready to sacrifice some sleep, you'd be ready to sacrifice your life for that cause. That's the purpose that you are looking for. What the purpose of the existence of Exploraself MBA is that no one in the world that wants to build a business will never struggle again with old convictions that somebody is not smart enough, not good enough, not intelligent enough, not able enough to become capable of whatever you desire to become and whatever you want to build through your business. That's the purpose of the existence of Exploraself MBA. We don't want anyone in the world to lack or to not have enough understanding about themselves, which will stop them by becoming greater than you can imagine. That's the purpose of Exploraself. Now you've got to have also a personal purpose. So these three are the most important things you've got to take care about you. What's the in? So the in, what's driving you? What is the knowledge that you daily take? Now, after this framework, I'm going to share with you 3 suggestions about how do you split the time between the in, the between, and the win. So the second stage, the second domain is the between, and there is the win. Now, for the between, let's write them down, all of them, so that you've got them clear in front of you, so that you can start spending already some awareness while we are getting closer. The 1, 2, and 3. In between, where you are and where you want to get, whether that's about something personal, or your business, or your customer, or whether that's something about the drive, what's driving you, or the knowledge that you've got, where you're about to get, or what's purposeful for you. In between, you've got to get clear about 3 things. What's the problem? What's the problem I want to solve? Again, whether for yourself or for your customers, doesn't matter. If that's about you, because at the win, let's write them down so it becomes a little bit clearer. So you've got the personal win. Like, what's that personal win? We're a little bit off. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Too small. Here we go. Nice. Oh, we can let that also on the top. Nope. Amazing. You've got a personal win, something that you want to become or to have or to get. That's a business win. And you want to know what's that business win you're looking for at the end of the week, at the end of the month, or the year. And what is that customer win you are looking for? Now, in the middle, in between, you've got the problem, the solution, and the message. All right. So, look, in between, whether it is about you or about your business or about your customer, if you have this procrastination thing, if you have this overthinking habit, of course, you will keep having it unless you get clear on these 3. What is the problem you want to solve? If it is for you, try to say it in 1 sentence. When you find yourself next time overthinking about what road should I choose? Should I go there? Should I go here? What should A, B, C, D? Like, what's that option? Ask yourself, can I articulate in one sentence what is the problem I want to solve? Like, what's the problem? Because overthinking is the cousin of the overfeeling. And it might seem to you you're overthinking, but actually you're overfeeling. So you remember, the overfeeling is, am I more like that? Do I want to go there? Do I actually want this? Do I actually want that? So that's overfeeling. You're juggling with feelings, and that's not overthinking. That's why once you start to formulate, to articulate your problem you want to solve in one sentence, everything is going to be so much clearer. Now, it might require some time, but that's okay. You can do that. You can do that. And once you do it, procrastination, overthinking goes away, because now you've got the problem in front of you. Boom. Now, next thing is how to solve it. And that's what we are doing right now. Now, the solution. What is the solution? You want to find, is going to connect the solution. The knowledge should bring a solution to your personal problem or question, whatever you're looking for. The drive got to be a solution for your business. Not that one, actually, is the other one. Here we go. The drive got to be to drive a solution, and the solution should be for your business, for example. So you've got to make clear for yourself, and once you do it, again, overthinking goes away. You've got to know what is the solution you're going to bring for your personal win, or for your business, or for your customer. Because if you know what you're driven by, stop wondering it, stop doubting it. You know what's driving you, and you know what you want to become more in your personal development and your personal growth. Am I looking for solutions, or am I just juggling feelings as before? We can call it solution-oriented thinking. How many solutions are there? Because you might catch yourself that you are when you're overthinking, which sometimes is overfeeling, and it seems to you that you have so many options. Probably you don't have so many options. So what are the options that I've got now? You know that story where with that farmer, every year there was a flood, and that flood would kill his chickens, and he would lose chickens every summer. Every summer he loses chickens because of that flood. Now, how the flood kills the chickens, don't ask me. And after many years, he again is complaining because the flood is killing his chickens, and his wife said, "Stop complaining about it." And he said, "Okay, but what can I do about it?" And his wife said, "Buy ducks." Sometimes the solutions are in front of us, or we don't have other solution. But it seems to us that we've got plenty of solutions, and rather than start testing that solution which is in front of us, we ignore it because we want to, and what I haven't shared with you in the beginning, that when, for the overthinkers and the feelings, when we are in the overfeeling, it's because we want to get without doing. That's why we're feeling like, do I feel like this? Do I feel like that? Because we want to get it without doing. For the overthinkers, very smart people. Overthinkers are very smart people. I can assure you that. The overfeelings are very good people. The overfeeling, good people. Empathy with every problem, empathy with enemy, empathy with every idea that comes from my head. And the overthinking are smart people, very smart. It's too smart, if we can say that, is because we want to become without becoming. So we want to outsmart ourselves. We want to outsmart ourselves. That's why we keep overthinking. And the overfeeling, we want to outgrow ourselves. We want to outgrow ourselves. Can I grow? But without growing? Because it feels to me there might be 10 more scenarios, 10 more solutions. Now, we have the in, the between, and the when. You have to ask yourself, what is the problem you want to solve? Am I solution-oriented? Am I looking for a solution? Or I'm just taking a bath in my feelings and in my thinking? You've got to make sure that you are looking for a solution, whether for your personal domain, for your business, or for your customer. What's the message? What is the message you want to get to your customer, to your business, or towards your personal future self? While you are driven by something, you want to already, that greatness within you is already calling forward, is already pushing you to desire something. So it means that something is boiling, something is there cooking, but you don't know yet, like, where is this going to go? Like, where am I going to express this power, this imagination, this creativity, this desire, these needs? What is the message you want to tell to your future self? I would like to tell to my future self that I can, and whatever comes to your mind, play with that, because that's the answer to that overthinking. What would you like to tell to your future self or to your business? What is the message you want to bring into your business? Maybe it's about leadership, it's about your team, it's about your branding. What's the message you want to bring in with that knowledge or with that purpose? What's the message to the world? What do you want to say through that action? What's the communication? What's the purpose of the existence of that problem which you want to solve? Or what's the purpose of this solution? What is this solution going to say to myself, to my business, or to my customer? And also we can add also the fourth one, to the world. The third win, the third domain is, what is the win you are looking for? You want to become more emotional intelligent. Now, if that's a win for yourself, you look forward and you say, man, look, wow, in a week, I would like to start making decisions not in 5 minutes, but in 10 minutes. I want to manage my emotions. I want to learn to take a day, to let a day to sleep over making the decision moment. That would be a win for me. A win would be for me to listen without interrupting. Okay, good. That's a win. While you find yourself in the overthinking, and sometimes it's oriented towards yourself, sometimes it's oriented towards what you want to do. Both of these have to serve the third domain, the most important domain, which is, what is the win I'm looking for? Personal, business, customer. What's the win I want to get? So that you stop this dance in the overthinking and overfeeling, doubting constantly yourself, sometimes without reason or without clarity about what you want to get. What would you consider a win for yourself, for your business, or for your customer? So that you can start to channel this drive, this energy, this thinking, this feeling towards a solution, a problem, or a message, so that you can get closer to that win. What would you consider a win for your business? Now, you want to grow your business. I know you want to grow. Maybe you want to build your business. Maybe you haven't got clear yet about what's the offer you've got. Who do you want to help? Who are your customers? How do you communicate it? Probably that's your situation. Go to Exploraselfmba.com. There is a program, how to get to your first 100 perfect clients for your niche. That is going to help. Now, let's suppose you want to grow your business. Who doesn't know those moments when you might spending nights over feeling and worrying about how What should I do in order to grow my business? But if I ask you, define your growth, what would be a good growth rate, growth for your business? Many of us sometimes don't even have an answer because we haven't spent enough awareness and energy and diligence and time at answering these questions. Now, I know that answering these 9 domains, the clarity about what are you driven by? Do I have enough knowledge to start? Not how to get. You'll get that knowledge along the way. How to start. Is this purposeful? Is this purposeful for my business or for myself? These 3 are the hardest. Next one. What is the problem I'm looking to solve? Define it in one sentence, not 2 sentences, not 3 nor 4. One sentence. Get into this habit and defining your problems in one sentence. What's the solution that you are looking for which would satisfy your drive or the knowledge that you've got or the purpose you've got, so that you can start to use that solution towards a win? And then the third one in the between domain was the message. What do you want to bring across this action? What would make you to say, oh, that is great, once you solve it? At the win, define for yourself, what is a win for my business in the next 3 months? What am I looking for? What do I want to win? What would I consider a win for me personally? Oh, if I could do that, if I could feel a little bit more confident, or if I could get clarity on who is my customer, oh, I would be working so much because at least now I know what's the customer I want to help. Oh, that's amazing. And once you define that and you make that decision about clarity about what's the customer you want to solve, with the solution which you've got, answering first, what's the problem I can solve for them? Because once you define the problem you want to solve, for you want to solve, or for yourself, then the customer so becomes clear who that customer is. And maybe that customer, if we speak in life terms, maybe that's you. And additionally, we just added another one. What I would consider, what outcome, what impact of the existence of my business or of my actions would make this world a better place. And if I can multiply that by a factor of 1,000, oh, that would make me flourish and be so happy because I could have achieved that, or to have that, to get that impact. Now, a quick note before you start working, before you start answering these 9 domains. A quick note, I want to suggest you one thing. Look, the proportion of time you want to invest if you are before you started a business. So this is the before. In the before, and then you have the in, you have in the between, and you've got the when. So we want to separate them in 3. Here we go. Good. If you are about to start your business, you are about figuring out things. What do you want to, for 1 or 3 months, that might take before you start aligning the ducks and making sure, like, okay, how am I going to start? And maybe you want to start a podcast, or maybe you want to sell a product, or maybe you want to you want to offer a service. Okay, so what was the knowledge I've got? What's the problem? Have I got enough time to? So you're playing around with the idea, but you haven't started. That shouldn't take more than 1 up to 3 months. Do not let yourself to think that you need a half a year for that, because to begin, you don't need more than a month. We put 1 to 3 months because we don't know what's the scale of the business you want to start. So maybe you already have some experience. Maybe it's not the first business. Maybe you already worked for somebody in a similar business, so you already know a lot. And now you really have to decide some specific things. So it might be from 1 to 3 months, and usually not more. Again, exceptions might be applied. For the in, what are the in? the in, we can make it smaller now. We don't need to write too many things. In the drive, knowledge, and purpose, you probably should invest 50% of your time or energy, 25% for in the between, and 25% for the win. Why? Because in order to start, you've got to get super clear about what's the knowledge you've got, what's purposeful for you, what's the vision, what's the mission, so that when things get tough, when things get hard, you can keep pushing. So you can have a direction and you don't get lost. Of course, you have to spend time in what's the problem, what's the solution, what's the message you want to get across into the world, towards the business and towards the marketplace, or towards my future self. And of course, you have to require to invest some time. What do I want to get? What do I want to accomplish? What would they be? Okay, we're good, we're happy. And what would be a too big risk which I can take? So reflect upon where you want to get and where are you aiming at. In the beginning, while you're building your business, so means you're testing out offers, you try to modify different options of the service, you create different packages, you use different channels to communicate, you partner with other social media because you want to use social media. Am I going to use ads? Am I not going to use ads? Do I have a budget for ads? We're not. So at the building phase where you are about, it might be taking you 3 to 6 months, but it also can take to even 12, 15 months until you start to align things and to start. Now you've got the offer, the solution, the problem, and you know what you can do. You have already done it. You have already solved. Now you want to put systems at work, and you are about figuring out what kind of automation do you want to use? What kind of systems you want to have in your business? Do you want to hire 1 or 2 or 3 people? And if yes, who are they? And because the budget is limited, so you can hire a bunch of people. So you're figuring out, should I hire now? Should I a little bit later? That could take a little bit more time. At that stage, 25% of your time, you've got to invest in yourself. Keeping educating yourself, gathering more knowledge, adjusting the purpose, and refining your drives so that you're not pushing like crazy forward without even reflecting. Are you staying aligned with the mission and the vision with you started with? Feel free to adjust it, absolutely. But in order to test things out, you've got to test them, not to scratch them, not just to smell them. You've got to work them out. That's why many people fail, because at the beginning stage, because they haven't allowed enough time to test that thing. Man, you've got this package. Now you recorded a couple of videos or ran a couple of ads. They didn't work and like, that's not a good idea. You've got to allow 3 to 6 months in order to make sure that these things work. Try to partner, bring someone which has got some skills which you don't, so that you can give it a chance. Otherwise, how do you want to be so sure that this is going to work or not? 50% you spend into problem solution message. Improve the quality of the solution you're offering. Improve the messaging you've got for your customer. Improve the problem. The niche down, or niche out a little bit. Maybe you got to take a little bit wider. Maybe it's a problem people don't really need. Maybe you have to refine a little bit what's the need of your customer. So you've got to stay on this, because adjustments might happen there weekly. Boom, adjust this, adjust that. Should we hire? Should we not? Let's change the strategy. Let's test it out, the strategy. So lots of focus in the building goes into these 3, in the between. So you've got some clarity for the in, investing also in yourself, educating, growing, and reflecting and staying aligned and without going crazy. Because we have to be crazy in order to start, and enough crazy to keep going. But if we go total crazy, then we might just do a mess and things don't happen. And 25% for the win. Being over focused on personal or business in the outcome domain will steal your awareness and energy and abilities and capabilities, investing in improving the work, improving the quality of the problems you solve, the quality of the solutions that you bring into the marketplace. So in the building, the main focus is in the between. In the between, adjusting and building systems so that then you can get to the third phase, which is the growing phase. When you've tested things out, when you already have more than 100 clients, according to your business, according to your rate, 10 clients might be many and 1,000 clients might not be many. Depends in what industry you are. So, but also for the personal, before you want to go all out, all in into a skill, you've tested it, you helped some people, you've applied that skill, you've asked for feedback in the building phase before you make that decision to build that business. You ask for opinions around of people who have already accomplished it, not just everybody, but people with growth mindset, positive people which believe everything is possible, people which have done what they are talking about. In the growing phase, you keep investing time and energy and knowledge and purpose and drive. You keep staying connected, and you've got to invest because if you want to have more, you've got to become more so that you can do more and not otherwise. You can start from doing also, but that's a long road. 25% of your time, it's in the improving, adjusting, but without going too crazy in adjustments, because if you found the thing, it works. Keep making it better, keep making it more automatic, more automations, hire people in sales, but don't go too crazy if it works. So then you can make a more radical change when you've got already a good buffer. You've already got a good number in the bank account. So if something doesn't go the way it's planned, you don't have to go in. As I was reading today, the owner of the founder of FedEx bet his last $5,000 into a casino, and then he won 75,000, if I'm not wrong, 75,000, so that he can keep the operations in the business for one more week. That's a desperate move, and sometimes it works, but it's a very risky one. Not encouraging by many. And 50% you are looking for the win. How can I make my customer happy? How can I make my business run better? How can I make my business model simpler? How can I make my customer journey simpler and faster? And how can I personally can become more at hiring and leadership? Now you start to focus more on leadership. Here is more about management, and here is about self-leadership. And here is about self-discovery, self-knowledge, self-improvement. This is about you. This is about doing. This is about managing. And this is about acting, executing. Execution is key. Without that, nothing. Clarity, forget about it. And here's the world, the business, your future self of you, future version of yourself, and your customer. What's the win you're looking for? So this is the proportion I suggest to you, but feel free to adjust it, but taking into consideration these suggestions because they helped many people. They're helping. This feedback I've taken is from people I work with and help, and from the experience I've got putting together, this is what works. Now, if you find something better, if you think something should be done differently, welcome in the comment section below and leave a comment there about your experience. If you've got value from this masterclass, if this masterclass gave you direction and gave you clarity about how to work this framework so that you can get out of the procrastinating and doubting and overfeeling too many things about yourself, so that you can start to focus on these three domains: in, between, and what's the win. Drive, knowledge, purpose, problem, solution, message, personal, business, customer, and the world. One sentence for each of these domains. Once you've got them, every single time you find yourself procrastinating, moving this task for later, I will start, I'm about to, but I'm not ready. Get clear about it. Are you driven to do this thing? You've got the basic knowledge. Maybe you don't have the basic knowledge. Of course, your mind is refusing to engage into it. Just the basic to start, not all of it. Is this purposeful? Because if it's not purposeful to you at all, you're just spending time waiting for that moment of clarity to come, which will tell you, this is not purposeful. I don't want to invest my life into this thing, into this kind of business, into this service. It's not meaningful enough for me. Of course, you are juggling and procrastinating, but that's not because you don't have something which others do have, or that's something is wrong with you. No, you are amazing, you are great, you've got what it takes, and clarity is the only answer you need when you find yourself into overthinking or overfeeling. Get clear every single time. Is this an overfeeling or is this an overthinking process? Get clear on this. Procrastination, gone. Because you'll become unstoppable. You'll become unbeatable when everything is clear for the next step. Now, is this always going to be clear, everything in life? No. But if we can train ourselves at getting clear on now, then we can start to see things before. And if you can see more and you can see before you get there, this is called leadership. That means you start to see the broader picture. And when you see the broader, the bigger picture, then procrastination doesn't have power over you. Because you see the bigger picture and you don't get lost into details. This is amazing. Last suggestion, invest 1 hour every day in 1 hour every day. Read, inspire yourself, talk to people which have already achieved what you are trying to achieve. Spend quality time with great people, inspire yourself, grow spiritually, get closer to God, read the Bible, read business books, do things which are bringing energy and knowledge and inspiration in within you so that you can become more. And that is going to reflect for the between and for the win domain. With that being said, I wish you all the best. I wish you never get stuck in procrastination without overthinking, overdoubting, overfeeling yourself, so that greatness which is within you can grow, can flourish, and can bring you closer to that lifestyle, to that quality of yourself you want to be. Or let's put it more clearly, to become, because you already are. Alex is out. Exploraself MBA. Don't forget to subscribe and follow and share it with those which are in one of these 3 phases, or to share it with anyone which struggles with overthinking, overfeeling, and they say they have a procrastination thing. No, they have a greatness thing. And the question is about the clarity. How am I going to start? And the last question, what are you going to do now? Quick reminder, start answering these 9 questions. Take care. Bye-bye.